Hi everyone, we have another Informed, Not Inflamed book review. Today, Lawrence writes, Going Clear, a look inside Scientology. My recommendation, read it. Who should read it? Everyone, including Scientologists. Or if you want a snapshot profile of some of your favorite celebrities, Tom Cruise or John Travolta, that is not controlled by their publicists. Who should not read it? Anyone who could care less about why certain people are drawn to religions, organizations, or cults. Now, most of us, however, find it fascinating, me included. The official statement from Scientology about Lawrence Wright's work contains words like fiction and lies. I will give you my take, but first let me give you my biases. First, I have great faith in Lawrence Wright. He is one of the best journalists and nonfiction writers of our time. His book, The Looming Tower, about 9/11, won a Pulitzer, and for me is the gold standard of books on that topic. Second, I grew up Irish Catholic with 3 uncles as priests. I've fallen away from the church and all organized religion. I am no atheist, but I still don't know if there's an afterlife. Despite that, I'm going to have some intellectual fun trying to find out. Third, institutional religion is both good and bad. Christianity and Catholicism are partly responsible for the good in the modern world. Most religions offer order to society. On the other hand, religions are like most institutions. To quote from Jonathan Haidt's book called The Righteous Mind, organizations bind and blind. Look no further than the priest pedophile scandal. It is a great example of how Catholicism ignored the teachings of Jesus for the teachings of Adam Smith. Fourth, I think we're all entitled to our own beliefs and illusions as long as they don't infringe on other people's beliefs and illusions. Let's give you the Informed, Not Inflamed take on Going Clear by Lawrence Wright. Scientology is in many respects like any other organized religion. They apparently have helped a fair amount of people. Travolta and Cruise rave about the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard and how they have helped their careers and personal lives. Many underlings work for hardly anything to serve the church for the rest of their lives. Like Catholicism, Scientology built its wealth on the slave labor of its followers. Now, there's a pretty good theory that Catholicism became so wealthy and powerful because they didn't pay much to priests and nuns, and those servants couldn't marry or pass on any wealth they might have had. It all went to the church. Scientology apparently gives people hope and a system of living in a world for some that is hard to live in. But Wright also paints for us a frightening picture of Scientology. Most experts would say the scientific foundations of the religion from L. Ron Hubbard are ridiculous. Wright's research shows that Hubbard was psychologically imbalanced, at times abusive and most times delusional, as is the religion's new leader, David Miscavige, who refused to be interviewed by Wright. But Wright also points out that Hubbard was also brilliant. He was a prolific writer, especially of science fiction. He had the ability to engage young people to follow him. While reading about Hubbard, I had flashes in my mind of Jim and Tammy Faye Baker and the character Nathan, played by Kevin Kline in the 1982 film Sophie's Choice. Scientology comes across as a dangerous cult, but a cult with money. According to Wright, the church uses its resources to intimidate people who either leave the church or who publicly malign the church. Right now, the wife of Miscavige has not been seen for 6 years, yet there is no missing persons case filed. Scientology also uses its massive wealth to tie up people in court with costly countersuits. Interestingly, Canada and the UK won't allow Going Clear to be published. Scientology says it's a victory for them because the book is untrue, but it seems to have more to do with strict libel laws in those countries that put publishers in a tough position. Now, one of the most amazing aspects of the church that Wright exposes is the amount of people who work in government jobs in the US and other countries as, I guess you could say, undercover agents to push laws and regulations to protect Scientology. But what seems most insidious about Scientology is its Hollywood shallowness. It's easy to understand why actors would be drawn to Scientology. One of Hubbard's beliefs was, if you believe it's true, then it is. Sounds like an acting class technique to me. The worst part of the Hollywood allure is the worship given to acting deities like Cruise and Travolta. Now, I'm a fan of both of their work, but when you hear about the lavishness bestowed on these stars to help promote the religion, while supposedly thousands of church workers live in dungeon-like places, barely getting minimum wage, You have to wonder how these superstars can live with themselves. Or you think, wow, they're so empty as human beings, they must be great actors. But what's sad is the amount of people who yearn for some goodness or meaning in their lives and who turn to Scientology, and then when they realize it's not for them, they can't get out. They're allegedly threatened with physical harm, constant harassment, and financial loss. Some of these people actually sign contracts for 1 billion years. On the other hand, we're all like that. We want to be happy. Too bad our needs to be happy and to be in a community with caring people is preyed upon by the charlatans who choose to abuse that faith for their own earthly gain. Again, the book is Going Clear by Lawrence Wright. Oh, by the way, if you read any horrible stories about me, some scandal or something, remember this review. Catch you next time. Remember, stay informed, not inflamed.